girls, welcome back to my thoughts on everything. First of all, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. If you are not subscribed yet, subscribe, like and turn on the notification. In this video, I'm going to give my thoughts on prefabs. What are the pros and cons of prefab living and prefab houses? So, what are the pros and cons of prefab housing, and what is the whole fuss and boss about this? What I know is in the Europe right now, people are bending towards prefab living. They are bending towards also container living, the tiny houses and prefab. And the reason, what I understood, is after talking with a owner that builds this kind of prefabs, he has like a company, is because a prefab living, a house, is most of the time around between 10 and it can go up to 30% or 35, even 35% of the traditional way of building. So this is the reason why people are now in the Netherlands and Europe are bending towards the prefab living, because the main reason it's 10 to 35% cheaper. And what is happening is, because of this, they will keep a lot of the money in the pockets. And to give you a perspective what the 10-35% is, like if you buy a house of 100,000, this means between 10 and 35,000 you save it. You will save it. So if you buy a house of 200,000, you will save between 20,000 and 70,000. So this is a lot. This is like you can go with pension with only the savings of what you have. You can reinvest and start a business with what you save. So this is one of the advantage that you have with the prefab living. And the other advantage that you have is like and this is especially for like in Africa. For people that wants to build in Africa, this is a really good advantage, and it is that it doesn't matter what the weather conditions are. You can build it really fast. You can build it in the rain. You can build it in the snow. You can build it whatever, because this is the reason, also one of the reasons of the why this exists, the prefabs. And this is also an advantage, that you can build it no matter the weather conditions. So this is also a pro. People, subscribe, like and turn on the notification. Let's get this channel to 2,000 subscribers. Subscribe, like and turn on the notification and share this video. And don't forget, for the people that wants to go to Africa, on my site mythoughtsoneverything.com, I have a ticket scanner that you can scan for cheap flight tickets. You can scan for stayings where you want to stay. If perhaps Airbnb is expensive, you can scan for this. You can also scan for car rental. Like in Ghana, I know that because I have tried it out. In Ghana, most of the cars are being rented fast out. So they most of the time they don't have a lot of cars there available. But in the Gambia, you will find cars to rent. So just visit the site. I will add the link below somewhere, and you can go to it. Okay, so the construction, let's go back now to the construction. And this is like also an advantage of it. The weather. It doesn't matter rainy season. And why is this? Because it's just like a, you can click it in existence, if it makes sense what I say. You can click it in existence, or you can build it by click it. It's just like a click system, and one supervisor can watch the work. You don't need, and this is, by the way, the third one. So the second one is that the weather conditions. It can handle all the weather conditions. You can build it in all the weather conditions. And this is the third. And now we're going to the third one. And this one is you will save cost because you don't need a lot of people working for you or building it. So because of this, it will save you like a lot amount of money. Really a lot, because we know people that are doing this kind of business or already had worked with this kind of things, building a house. A lot of the costs go into people working. So this is like, I think, majority of the cost. And this will be reduced extremely. So this is an advantage because you don't need a lot of people to build the prefab house. You can do it with like a few people. It depends on what kind of house you want. Is it a small one, or is it a big one, huge one? It really depends what you want and how fast. But they advise that with like a two-person house, a prefab house, you can build it with like 3 people. 3 people, 4 people, you can build it and it will stand within no time. The exact time, how long it will take, it depends on how hard and fast the people work. So this is also a major pro. You don't need a lot of people. You can just buy it and build it. So this is also a pro. One of the pros are that it's energy efficient. But this is more for like when you are living in Europe or cold places and those kind of things. Because because of the isolation, it will keep the warmth in the house. So what I have understood is that the climate in the house, it will keep it like it is. So if it's cool, it will keep it cool. If it's warm, it will keep it warm. So this is what I understood. If there is something, by the way, that you guys say this is not correct in what I said, tell me, educate us all, let us know if it is correct, yes or no. And give us the right information so we all will be educated. So the energy. It won't cost a lot of energy to make the house warm. So this is more an European thing that they have implemented. So the energy cost will be efficient. What more? The advantages more are like the material, the installation. Everything is really like plug and press and plug and play, to say it like this. So these are all the advantages. And if you wonder how long does it take to build these prefab livings, oh no, I'm sorry, how long these houses will last, an average, it is about 35 years. So this is for me a con, because after 35 years you will need to do some renovations and those kind of things. However, what I understood is it won't cost a lot to get it to like a good state, and if you maintain it, it will go like 50 years, 60 years. So don't wait till after 35 years, because it will cost a lot and it will cost you a lot of headache. What the advice is, maintain it every 7 years, every 8 years, and then the cost will be an average of between 1200 euro, 1200 euro, and depends, and it can go up to like 2500 euro. Dollar is around the same amount. So it takes about 35 years. You can go, it will last about 35 years. And then you need to do a renovation. This is what I understood. And if you maintain it, it will last like 50 years before you need to do a big renovation. What the costs are of the renovation, I don't know. No one can say this up front because you don't know what the damage is and how the people lived in the house. So this is a con for me, but also a pro, because if you look at it, the broad picture, the bigger picture, it will cost you less than a normal house. And by the way, I was really surprised and my mind was blown away when I got to know the prices of the prefab now, right now. Because I know a guy that was trying to, like 15 years ago, trying to get into the prefab, but in those times no one wanted the prefab. You know, they say prefab, no one is going to live in those kind of things. So he didn't, it didn't manage, it didn't work. However, the prices back then, they were ridiculous low in comparison to now. Like now, the starting prices of a prefab is around $20,000 or euro, and it can go up to like millions. Back then, the starting price of a prefab was around $2,000 or euro, 3,000 euro. You would have a really nice prefab house. 5,000 euro, you will have nice prefab, and now you can't find them anymore. You can't find them anymore. So you see that as the quality of the prefab houses goes up, the price also goes up. The demand, the question of the prefabs, as they rise in popularity, the prices will rise. So this is what I got from my investigation into prefab livings and houses. So is this something that you should do in Africa, the prefab? I really don't know. If someone knows about it, educate us. Let us know if this is something for in Africa. What are the pros and cons of a prefab living in Africa? What about the salt and those kind of things? Because I know what they have told me is that there is like a paint that you can add. It's just like also the same paint that you can use for processing the wood. It's the same kind of paint that they will use to process the house material for against salt and those kind of things. Can someone educate us with give us additional information about this in Africa? Because I've seen a lot of people that really want this kind of houses, prefab and container living. By the way, what they say is if you have the budget, you can better buy a prefab house than a container. Why? Because the iron, container has like iron, and the iron will turn hot in Africa. So this is something that got to know about this. So I hope this information was helpful for you to make a decision about the prefab, or if you wanted to know more about the prefab. The conclusion is for me that you can buy prefab and build them there in Africa. However, you need to know that it's not like the traditional way of building. So if you are going to work with prefab there, you need to have all the processing done with the material. If you're going to salt at the sea where there's salt, you need to process it. If you are going like in the jungle, you can buy them and put them there. And the only thing is that the isolation needs to be a little bit thinner. So the isolation is not like in Europe. This is what they told me, the people here. Like, and I know someone, by the way, that have a company that is making prefab. So I introduced him, by the way, with someone in the government, because he had the investment to build the housing, and I knew someone, you know, that was working in the government and that was needed someone that could build the houses for the government to, because there's a really shortage of housing right now. Like in the Netherlands, we are struggling with homelessness because the homelessness is really crazy high right now. There are 80,000 or 100,000 housing need in the Netherlands. So if someone wants a house, now they need to wait for like 8 years before they can get a house. And they are really fighting this in the Netherlands with the prefab living and the container living, tiny houses. So so this way I got to know him, and you know, and this is how I know this guy. This was it. This was my thoughts on it. What do you guys think? Let me know. Comment, and people don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on the notification. Let's get it to the 2,000 subscribers. Let me know what you think. Educate us what we don't know, what I forgot to mention, so we all will grow together. Thank you guys for watching again. My thoughts on everything out.